Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave your judgment and advice in the comments. Am I the a-hole for not sending Easter gifts to my ex's house? I have 2 kids with my ex. We broke up 6 years ago and share custody of meters 11F and K 10M. Ex is married and has 2 stepkids, a toddler with his wife, and they have her 2 nieces in the home. There is tension between me and ex's wife, which has created a load of tension between him and me, so we keep contact to a minimum, and I have nothing to do with the other kids in their home. I just focus on parallel parenting, which is how we started parenting when he told me he could not listen to me anymore, and so we do not have the same rules or expectations in each home. But it also means less tension, which is better for the kids. So, for years I always gave Easter gifts to my kids' closest friends, since I know where they live. This didn't stop after my ex and I went our separate ways, and it's been a mutual thing between families. Before spring break, one of the kids' step-siblings learned about the gift from one of the friends who got one. This then led to my ex going nuts at me for continuing while not including the kids in his household. I told him plainly that I only did it with the friends and it was a mutual exchange. He called me spiteful, petty, bad, and some other colorful language. I brushed him off. But then a couple of friends suggested it would be nicer to do it for the kids, so they don't feel hated. But that's a lot of extra money to me, and it's never going to improve the parenting relationship between me and ex, or me and his wife. And since I know it'll potentially be asked what happened for context, or maybe to help with a judgment. About 6 months after they got married, ex's wife wanted to go visit her parents in the UK, and she wanted to take my 2 with her for the entire month. This was without ex. I said no and she was offended, ex was offended, and it led to a lot of tension. She didn't like that I didn't consider her an equal parent at that point to let her take my kids for a month. So now I'm wondering if I am doing something very wrong in not including the other kids of their household? It's something we do at my house, and I told my kids not to brag about it or say anything about them not being included. But apparently a few people still think I'm wrong for not including them, so am I the a-hole? Now for some comments. Not the a-hole, you don't have nor should you have any relationship with your ex's other children. It would be weird if you did send them gifts. Take no notice, it's just another thing for them to use in their own heads to paint you as a monster. You are not. Good luck. P.S. I totally understand you not wanting your children to be taken out of the country for a month by their stepmother, too. Not the a-hole. Do your traditional things at your house and leave theirs alone? You won't win with your ex and his wife and may make things worse. If your ex gets upset at you for doing things at your own home, you can remind him that he's not in charge there. He and his wife can purchase Easter baskets if they like. Not the a-hole. I will say though that my dad always got a token Easter, Christmas, etc. gift from my youngest sister, not his daughter, and she always remembered it and appreciates the gesture now that she's an adult. She'll even invite him to her wedding. It was never a gift equal to what me and my other sister got, but something small. Just maybe food for thought on building that goodwill with those kids, because they'll be adults one day and you never know how family dynamics will play out. But still not the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for not taking photos during my girlfriend's birthday? I went to my girlfriend's small birthday party, just her mom, 2 sisters, and brothers, to celebrate with her. Around the time to blow out the candles, her mom tells me to take photos, and I pull out my phone and snap one and put my phone away. I remember her telling me again, and I remember telling her, oh yeah, I took a photo already. The party continues as we all sing happy birthday. She blows out the candles and takes a bite of the cake. The party continues and I left early to study for my final, thinking everyone was having a great time. She texts me later saying that her family made her feel bad because they were saying I didn't love her. I didn't take any photos and I didn't contact her sister to help coordinate the party. To be fair, I didn't. They said that I was arguing with her mom, referring to the cake photo incident. She told me she cried because they made her feel like she was just a side piece and I didn't care about her. She was really upset that I didn't take any photos, and she thought I would because it was her birthday, and it was her first special day since her dad passed away. I tried to explain myself that it didn't occur to me at first, and when her mom told me, I snapped a quick one and tried to enjoy the moment. She continued to ask why I didn't take any on my own. I told her that I don't really take photos. We've been dating since the start of lockdown and I've never really taken photos of anything. I've had my same phone since December 2018, and I don't even have pictures of my family on it. It's not that I don't enjoy spending time with family, friends, or dates with her, I just don't really take photos. She called me empty and said I don't feel anything. It kind of made me feel bad because it was almost the end of her birthday, and instead of being happy, she was crying. I do feel bad for making her feel bad and that her day was ruined. I do kind of feel like an asshole for leaving a bad impression on her family, especially on her birthday. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. Taking photos is not a measure of how much you love someone or of how committed you are to a relationship. If it were, then her family would have been taking photos non-stop. It seems that because you were the only non-family member present, that they decided that you should be the photographer, while they were able to be present and enjoy the moment. You have done nothing wrong here, your GF is overreacting. Not the a-hole. You were being present and in the moment. With the way they were acting like this is somehow an indication of your feelings, as if other people couldn't or didn't take pictures and you're some kind of unfeeling monster. It makes me wonder if they'd be saying the same thing if you had taken a lot of photos or videos, because then you're on your phone the whole time and not participating. I feel like you can't win with these people, OP. And for the record, yeah, her birthday got ruined, but not by you. Not the a-hole. While I do get her side a bit, as I have been offended before because my husband doesn't think to take pictures of moments I consider special, or will take one as you did. But that is because he is a live in the moment person and honestly just doesn't think of it. Social media has wired us to think we need multiple photos of every moment in our lives to share with the world. You're not a photo guy, you're a build memories guy, and that's not a bad thing. Just make a mental note that pictures are important to her and try to take a few during special moments. Am I the a-hole for telling my roommate I hate her dog? Hi, first time poster here. Edit, the dog is 5. Is that too old for behavioral courses? Also, a 16-pound Pom Yorkie mix. I'm in college and live in a house with 2 of my friends. One of my roommates' dad owns the house and her dog lives with us. I consider her one of my best friends, and I've put up with living with this demon for the past 9 months because I love her. My main issue lies with how she lets her dog get away with what I consider to be intolerable behavior from a pet. If someone leaves the house, says bye or something similar, or even gets close to the door, he barks excessively and charges the door. Same deal if we're trying to use the only bathroom connected to her room, and close the door to not let the light enter her room. If he gets into a vehicle and someone tries to coax him out, he gets scary. There's quite a few other things he does that are extremely abnormal for a dog, but I'll leave it at this to explain the gist of it. He refuses to drink water from the faucet. It must be from the dispenser on the fridge. Yesterday we had a storm roll in, and the dog is terrified of rain. I was the only one home with him, so I let him out beforehand. I was parked under a tree, so after he came back inside, I carried him into my car to move it, and back into the house. As soon as he touched the ground, he grabbed my arm with his teeth. I was taught to always show you're the boss of an animal or they'll think they are, so I yelled at him and he retreated with his tail between his legs. It was bad, but I treated it quickly, so it doesn't look like much now. I separated myself from him the rest of the night. When my roommate came home last night from work, she asked through my closed door why I shut him out of my room, and I told her what happened. She said he's done that before to her too. I told her I'm not tolerating a dog doing that to me. We went to bed after that. When I came home from school today, my roommate asked if I was going to ignore him forever. I told her not forever. She said that he doesn't even understand that I've ignored him for half a day, and I said it's hard for me because I just came back from visiting my family, where my dog is so much more well-behaved. I said, I'm sorry, but your dog is really not that good, which I feel is where I crossed a line, but it felt like she wasn't going to let up until I forgave him. She was quiet after that and left with her dog for an hour. When she came back, I immediately apologized for hurting her feelings and said since it just happened yesterday, it's going to take time for me to forgive. I told her my dog, sweet as can be, did the same thing to my mom once and it took me a couple weeks to forgive her. My roommate apologized for getting shitty and said it cut deep for other reasons. I'm not really sure what those other reasons are or if they have to do with me. I really don't want to damage our relationship too badly if I can help it. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. She's lucky the wound wasn't bad enough for medical attention. At least in the US, if you seek out a doctor for care regarding a dog bite, they are obligated to report it, and the dog would be destroyed. She needs to get him into obedience and socialization courses now before he seriously harms someone, leaving her open to lawsuits and endangering her dog's life, in addition to the harm caused to the third party. Not the a-hole. It's completely reasonable for you to put your foot down and say that you don't want to live with a poorly trained dog who repeatedly bites people. However, your friend is clearly not a responsible pet guardian, and I don't really see a way for you to keep your house, your friendship and your boundaries, so you'll have to choose which is most important. If your friendship and housing situation is most important, apologize and never say anything about the dog's behavior again. If you most want to get away from the dog, put your foot down and know that you'll probably need to move out if it's the dog owner's dad's house. Not the a-hole. This dog sounds both extremely irritating and potentially dangerous if he's biting people, even if it's not hard. What if he bit a small child or something? She should train her dog. It sounds like a miserable living situation where you're basically constantly censoring yourself and walking on eggshells for this dog. You pay rent, you should feel comfortable in your own place. This dog sucks and it's not even really his fault that he wasn't well trained. Thanks for watching. Until next time.